What's up? My name is Isaiah. The reason I'm making this video is primarily for selfish reasons. It's to track my own progress, to see how I grow as a person, as an adult, and then later on to see how I develop into a man. I'm only 22, so it's like I'm very, very new at being an adult. And seeing at this time, since I am in school, I don't have any more obligations or responsibilities that I want to have. And I feel like I would be doing a disservice to myself, to the younger members of my family as well, if I didn't use this time in a manner that can be beneficial for my own growth and for theirs as well. Essentially, to be a role model for the younger members of my family, and hopefully seeing if everything goes well how I intend it to go, then for other people that watch this too. There is a lot of fear that comes with recording this one video right here. I tried recording a separate video that's completely scripted. I have like 4 or 5 videos lined up that I want to do, but every time I hit record, there's always a mental blockage that comes up. And so I'm doing this as a way to get that ball rolling, to push past that mental barrier I set up for myself. My why being the main reasons why I feel like I should do or have to do this is, like I said, to be a role model to like the younger generations in my family and younger generations in general. It's also, like I said, to track my own growth and progress, to see a year from now, 2 years from now, maybe even 10 years from now, to see how much I changed and developed, to see how much growth actually took place as I go and record more videos. You can't really expect a lot of change in the world to happen unless you're a part of that change. My biggest competition, my biggest enemy is always going to be myself. Is always going to be the unhealthy habits I indulge in, the healthy foods I eat, the unhealthy thoughts I have in my mind. It's always going to be my constant sense of procrastination, and even worse off, my constant sense of perfectionism, of needing always the right time and place, the right video, the right words, the right expressions in order for something to work how I wanted to. And I'm still learning to get over those things, and it's not going to be easy, but I hope over time making these videos and posting them will help me get over that need for things to be perfect and to get over the fear I have. That fear of being judged, that fear of being looked at differently because of not necessarily what other people might think, but because of what I think of myself. Because of me not liking how I look when I'm looking at myself in a camera or in a mirror. To build more confidence in myself, speak more clearly, have my words be more defined. You can't get anywhere by sitting in your butt, which is something I've always known, but not something I have taken time to put into practice. All these video games, all these Netflix shows, these movies, they aren't going to help me go to the place I know I want to be in life. I'm hoping that this channel and what I do on it not only helps people reflect on themselves, but also I hope it opens doors for me. I hope it generates opportunities I never initially thought of having or thought of thinking would come into play. This wasn't really scripted. I'm just going off, initial thoughts here, and no matter how hard I try, my initial thoughts versus what comes out my mouth don't always match up. So I want to become a better person, a better human being in a general sense. And I feel like this is really the first step to doing those things. And if I don't start now, then in all honesty, with my perfectionism, with my procrastination, with my own internalized fears, I would never start. And so I'm hoping that you, whether you're family who happened to come across this video, or whether you're just a random person who saw my face on thumbnails, clicked it anyway, I hope that this can be something that pushes you forward. At the end of the day, everybody needs some type of motivation, even if it's very small, but the motivation only gets you there halfway. You also need the discipline to carry it through. And this won't necessarily bring me discipline or make me more disciplined, but it would bring things in my life to where I would have to think in a more disciplined manner. What I plan to do with this channel is to not necessarily put up my own interest, but to put up things that I know would help me grow and that may help other people grow. I would like to talk about books. I like to read. I like philosophy. I like learning. Out of everything I could ever do in my life as an individual, my greatest ability, no matter how old I get or how much I change as a person, my greatest ability will always be that to learn. My ability to learn has always been my greatest asset, and instead of sheltering myself away, it will be highly more beneficial to use that ability to learn and to spread it out to other people in a positive manner. And I hope that as I go on, the goals I set for myself will be reached, and I can look back at this and I could tell myself that I really did what I set out to do. Last thing to say it off, I really hope that people of my generation, meaning being Gen Z, can get some of our act together and realize that if our time isn't here already, which I partially think our time is here, then it's coming up very quickly. And if we don't get it together, then we'll end up doing worse than we believe the older generations have done. But if that's the change I want to see, then that's the change I have to start to be. There's a lot more I want to say, but I don't want to make this first video too long. My name is Isaiah. I'm 22, and this is the first step, not only to my individual growth, but going into manhood and my growth of becoming a better person. And so, who's ever watching or listening, I hope you be there for it too.